Hey everyone, Tish Griffin here, and I am coming to you with Family Credit Management Services. And today we've got a great show for you. We want to talk to you about how to start a business in Illinois. So this show is for entrepreneurs, for those of you that are looking to start businesses. If you've got a side hustle that you're using and you want to make your company, you want to make it an actual company, this is the video for you. Now, before we get started though, I want to let you know that if you are having any questions at all, or you need advice about dealing with your debt, your finances, you don't know what to do, you don't know who to turn to, there are counselors on standby at familycredit.org. Yes, you can call a counselor at 800-994-3328, and you can actually talk to someone about your situation, go over your budget, go over your credit report, especially if you feel like you don't know how to actually make sense of a credit report. That's what the counselors are there for. You can visit the website at familycredit.org, shown here, or you can call 800-994-3328. Please use Family Credit as a resource because it is a great resource to be able to tackle your debt, talk to somebody about your debt, and know that you're not alone. There are people there that can help you. Now, getting into today, yes, I want to talk to all of those, or all of you that are entrepreneurs or looking to make your side hustle legit. If you have something that you're doing, and the purpose of this as well is because there are a lot of different people that are out there that have so much talent, that have other things that they're doing, and then we just don't know how to do it properly to be able to make money off of it. Because really, when you are in debt, when you're struggling to make ends meet, there's only two things that you can do. And you can either increase your income or decrease your expenses. And we talk a lot about decreasing your expenses. Now we want to talk about ways to increase your income. And starting your own company is a way for you to do that. But just keep in mind, it's a slow process and it does take time. It's not an overnight thing. So with that being said, always recommend do not quit your day job. Make sure you take a look at your budget, know what you're getting yourselves into. And you want to make sure that you can sustain while you're trying to do all of this. The first step that you want to do when you're thinking about getting a company or starting a business or turning your side hustle legit, the first thing you want to do, honestly, is plan for it. So you need to pick out your name. Pick out your name, yes. That's a huge step. And plan for your mission. What is it that you're trying to do? What's your purpose? What will your business do? So a lot of people come up with some names and you don't know whether you can use it or not, or you just say, hey, this is a great name. And you start putting things in action. But guess what? Someone else has that name. So that's why when you have a name that you think you want to use or that you like, you want to go and use this as a resource as well. You need to go to the Secretary of State's website. That's right. Same place where you register your vehicle, where you do your license. That's right. The Secretary of State, which is ilsos.gov. That's right. Their website is ilsos as in Sam.gov. And you're going to go there and do a search. They have 3 different sections when you first log on, and you can see that it's asking for personal, but there's a section totally for business and businesses. When you go in there, do a database search on whatever you want that name to be and see if it's being used here. Now, a lot of times you can change the variation, but you want to spell it exactly the way you want to spell it and do a search on that. If you're using like a period or a comma within the name, you want to make sure that you put that in that search as well. So those are things that you want to account for. After you've picked your name, and now it's time to sit down and write a mission too. When you're thinking about your mission, a mission is a brief statement of what your business stands for. It does not have to be long and drawn out. It does not have to be a whole page. No, it's really just a brief sentence, sometimes not even a sentence. This is my business and this is what I'm going to do. So you want to get that in writing. And then if you are looking to establish a business here in Illinois, you do need to live in Illinois or have what's called a primary agent. Now, the primary agent will be responsible for a lot of different things when it comes to the company, but mainly making sure that you stay in what's called compliance. That means that you have gone through all of the steps to make your business legit, and any type of updates that need to be done, that's what this agent is responsible for doing. So to be the registered agent, of course, you have to have a physical street address in Illinois. And that person will be responsible, or they will get the notices from the Secretary of State if they need to update, or if you need to update an address, change an officer, all of that. Then the next thing you want to do is file what's called your articles with the Secretary of State. Now, here in Illinois, filing articles cost about $150 or so. And if you want to incorporate into an LLC, there are a lot of different business forms that you can choose too. So most people do an LLC, which is a limited liability company, which means that if something goes wrong, you personally are not held liable for it, but the company itself is liable for anything that could go wrong. And so action would be taken against the company first instead of you. That's why a lot of people like LLCs. You can also do what's called a sole proprietorship, which just means that you're the only person. This is your company. You do not have any partners, which brings us to the next one. If you are looking to partner with someone, yes, you can do a partnership. And you do need to sit down and write out what it is your goals, who will be responsible for what. And sometimes a partnership can be turned into an LLC as well. Now, you can also look at doing an S Corp or B Corp, or there are a lot of other different entities, or even a nonprofit, which nonprofit does not mean that you're not going to make money. It just means that you're not in the business for making money, and any expenses that you have are typically covered by the company. And so with a nonprofit, you're saying that my goal is not to be a millionaire. My goal is to actually help people. Now, there's a new form of company that does a little bit of an LLC and a little bit of a nonprofit put together as well. But feel free to do the research, reach out if you've got some questions. And while you're working on getting this together, it's very important that you keep all of this in mind, but you still need to keep working on yourself. We're going to go over that in a moment too. So after you do that, you've filed your articles of incorporation. Next thing you want to do is look at filing your articles of organization. Kind of goes along with the articles of incorporated, stating that you are incorporated in a certain state. The articles of organization really just say who your members will be, what the management will look like, and this will be your structure. After you've done that, now it's time to get registered. So we want you to get registered. And getting registered in the state of Illinois is required, especially if you are going to be selling goods, collecting money, or selling a service, because you do have to do taxes on everything that you collect. In Illinois, there is a 6.25% state sales tax that you are responsible for collecting. So you want to make sure that you're collecting it, you've got everything registered, and that everything is on point. You will do this through the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. That's right. It's a tongue twister for me. It's the IDFPR. And that is very important. You do want to get your business licensed, and that is who you will do that through. After you've done that, we want to take a look and grab that EIN number. That's right. A lot of people think that the EIN number is the first thing that you do, but no, it really isn't. Your EIN number is actually put it in the minds of like what your social security number is for you. The EIN number is for your business. It's for tax purposes only. And with the EIN number, the IRS uses that to record when you file your taxes on your business. It'll be done through that. If you are filing payroll, you will use that EIN number as well. And so it has a lot of different benefits for your business as well. Having an LLC is not just getting an EIN number. It's so much deeper than that. And a lot of people don't realize that the EIN number is probably one of the last steps to actually getting your business going in the state of Illinois. So after you do that, we've gone through, you picked out your name, you got your purpose and your mission, you have filed your articles, you've gotten your registered agent, you've done your articles of incorporation and organization. Then you've registered for your business license in Illinois through the IDFPR. Now we've got our EIN number, and you will get that EIN number directly from the IRS by visiting irs.gov. Now the IRS's purpose, well, their website serves a lot of different purposes. And if you get a login for their website, it's something that you want to keep for years and years to come, because you can access your old tax documents and your history, your W-2 history is available there. But you can also get your EIN number and find out more information about the structure of businesses. They've got a lot of great information if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to get your business set up as well. Now, with your name, sometimes we want our business to have a catchy title or a different name that we operate under, even though we're using maybe like our full name, but we want our initials to be used as well. So that's called registering your DBA. You will need to register your DBA if that's what you plan. And DBA, meaning doing business as, does need to be registered under your business name so that you can operate using your DBA and still get credit for it. It's really, really important that you do. You want to tie your DBA to your actual name. Again, if you've got some questions on any of the things that we talked about, then you can reach out to a counselor at familycredit.org, or you can call the counselor at 800-994-3328. Now, we've got our structure down. We've got our business started. What's the next thing you think we need? We need access to capital. The first thing that you want to do when you're trying to do that, just like on your personal side, you need a bank account. You need a banking relationship, and you need a business bank account. You never, ever, ever want to mingle your personal funds with your business funds. And that's why it's great to have a separate business account. Now, business accounts are a lot different than your regular checking account as well. And with your business account, you are able to accept funds from other places, other entities. You can, a lot of times, invoice through whatever software your bank is using. You can reconcile your accounts that way, and you can monitor your activity. So even if someone was trying to take a payment that wasn't authorized, there are things in place where your bank will alert you of things like that happening. So having that business bank account is something that's absolutely needed. It protects you because as an individual, you've got your own personal checking account. It shouldn't be attached. And that way, when your business funds come into your account, they're going into your business banking account. And then if you need to put them in your personal, you can transfer it that way. But it's always best to have that business bank account, because we're going to be using that. Not only is it a layer of protection, it serves as verification for even keeping your business together. Those things that you're going to want from your business, it starts with that checking account too. After you've got everything else set up, think about it. You need financing, right? Be it you want a standalone store, or you want to finance your equipment or major projects that are coming up, or even just more research and development. You need money for that. And the way to do it is to show different businesses, different grant holders, wherever your capital is available, you want to show them that your business makes money, it brings money, and that you know how to handle it, and there is a return there. Because the purpose of you having this LLC or this business is to make money for you. Now, after you've got that business banking account, keep this in mind. Even though it's separate from you, it's still a part of you. And when you are trying to get your business off the ground, it may take a few years before you get everything together. And with that being said, you still need to keep yourself together. So you do want to take a look at your personal credit, make sure everything is in order, because that's a huge part of whatever it is that you are trying to do for your business. Yes, when you are getting started, they are still going to look at your personal business credit. Your personal credit, because they need to see that you still have money coming in, that you are able to maintain the bills that you have, and you can do that on the personal level. And then they're more likely to grant you other opportunities for business credit as your business gets going. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that business credit sometimes can take up to 3 years to fully establish, because yes, you do need to have these things in place for that to happen, but you also need to have, with your bank account, you've got to build up history. You need to build up that banking history, and you need to have your business open for a certain amount of time, and you need to show that that business is profitable. Now, we all struggle, and sometimes, things happen and we're not making the money that we thought that we actually should be making. And a lot of the circumstances are seriously beyond our control. So there are different grant opportunities. There's opportunities for funding that's out there. And a lot of people took advantage not too long ago of the different loans that were out there, the EIDL loans and the PPP loans. Some people that didn't even have businesses applied for those loans, took advantage, got those loans, and now they're finding that maybe we went about this all wrong. So now the government has been cracking down. If you have a business and you have an LLC, or you have a nonprofit or an S Corp or C Corp, if you have a business, you need to actually make sure that you take accountability of that business, say that it's yours, and you have to have that registered agent, and you actually need to claim that business as your own. And what I mean by this is that the new beneficial ownership reporting requirement has come out for businesses. With that being said, you have up until January of 2025 to claim that you own your business, claim who are the members on your business, who's your board of directors, or what members you have on that business. You need to give your information, your personal information, and their information too. That's really all it is. You are just reporting that you are the owner of this business. Now you may say, well, it doesn't seem like that's too much, right? And that's right. It's not too much to ask. It's just your information. But if you do not do this, there are strict penalties starting January 1st of up to $500 per day, up to $1,500 per day for not giving this information, for not registering. And it's very important to do, because think about it. If you've got a new business, you're trying to make money, or you've got a business that's not doing so good, the last thing you need is a $5,000 fine per day. $500 fine per day, adding up in the course of a month, when all you needed to do was just give them your name and your information now. Now, if you've dissolved your business, or if you say that you do not have an LLC, you do need to fully dissolve that business so that you are not looked at for not registering it, possibly getting other fines too. Now, this is coming about January 1st, 2025 for new businesses. If you are starting an LLC right now, you have 90 days to register your business and to give your information as well. This is part of the Corporate Transparency Act that just came about. And a lot of it is because when those PPP loans came about and people got the EIDL loans, first thing that they did, they needed to put someone down as part of their company or as part of their LLC. And so it may not have been someone that you knew. Then they came time to pay that loan back, or to show with the EIDL loans or the PPP loans, you needed to show what you use those funds for. The purpose of them was because you weren't making any money, but you needed to support your business. So those funds were given, and now you needed to actually prove how they were used to make your business better. And a lot of people are like, well, I didn't really have a business. I just got the loan. I don't know what to do. Yeah, so now when you've got a business, you need to say that it's your business. Some people were just like, well, my cousin put me down. I didn't really know anything about it. Yeah, that's why this Corporate Transparency Act has come into play. You want to make sure that you've got everything together. So keep that in mind. We've got our businesses started. We are being transparent. We've opened our bank account. And the next thing you need to remember is that with that business, you do need to stay compliant. It's very important to stay compliant. And what I mean when I'm saying stay compliant, you want to make sure that everything is kept up to date. In Illinois, there is something called the Certificate of Good Standing. And what that means is that every year you have filed your annual report with the Illinois Secretary of State. And that annual report is very important, making sure that you stay compliant, that you know anything that's supposed to be updated. You've done that with your license renewal as well. Whenever you are supposed to renew that, you want to make sure that that's done. And so you're doing that, you're keeping track of it, and you're staying compliant. Some businesses also need to look at, do we need insurance? Do we need some sort of insurance or bond for whatever it is that we're trying to do? Because you can be held liable if someone were to hurt themselves in your place, or if something were to happen with a product that you're selling. Again, that's why you want to make sure, what type of business insurance do I need for the profession that I'm in as well? That's part of the research that you really need to do. And keeping in mind, you still want to make sure that you are staying on track with your own personal finances. Make sure you have your budget. If you are bringing in income, you want to make sure that you can support yourself. If you're going to totally just be an entrepreneur and not work your W-2 or regular 9-to-5, but this is what your focus is going to be, make sure that your budget works for you. Get everything down to a minimum. Get everything down to a minimum as much as you can, which means you may have to cut out a lot of things as well. You want to look at that budget, call a counselor at Family Credit at 800-994-3328 or go to familycredit.org. There you can download My Spending Plan or Personal Finance Made Easy. 2 great tools for budgeting. That's right, because now that you've got this business, you want to make sure that you're staying compliant and that you know what fees are coming due, that you know everything that's going on with your business. Starting a business isn't easy, and it does come with a lot of fees. It comes with a lot of costs, but you need to know what your costs are, what your overhead is, and how much that business is going to actually cost you to maintain each and every single month. A lot of people don't even think about that either. So those are things. What software do you need? What devices do you need? What's your budget going to look like for the year? As far as, you want to make sure that, yes, you're bringing in money, but you also have to cover those expenses as well. And the goal is to have enough income to counteract all of those expenses and make sure that you have a positive number at the end. And that's what generating revenue is all about. So we've went over a lot of different things with starting a business here in Illinois. Again, make sure that you pick the right structure. Do some research. Determine whether you need an LLC or you're going to go straight for a corporation, or if you feel better with a partnership, or it's just you and you're a sole proprietor. There's nothing wrong with that either. Talk to your accountant about what this will do to your taxes. Know whether you need to claim it on your personal taxes as well, or you need to file a separate business return and what's called a K-1 report as well. That's why accountants are very good, and they're very reliable, and they're needed when you are looking to start your LLC and make sure that it's running. If you have an LLC as well, you'd still want to make sure that you stay compliant. So these are the information on starting a business. We've gone over a lot of different information as far as how to start it, making sure you have your right structure, and keeping your credit. Still, you need to keep your credit in check and budget. Very important to budget, because we want to cover our overhead costs, whatever expenses it costs to run those businesses too. If you need some help, reach out again at familycredit.org or call 800-994-3328. We'll look forward to hearing or speaking with you again next time we're back. Take care.